You are now listening to Between Us Girls, the podcast, where we discuss life's fuckeries and then some over wine.
Hey, welcome to our show. This is Michelle,
Danielle,
and Sharonda,
and this is
Between Us Girls.
And I'd like to start this episode with just a little bit of a disclaimer. It's recently been brought to my attention that I am viewed as a bitch, and that's true. So, if you don't like me or you don't like some of the things I say, you don't like how I talk on the show, well, then don't watch or listen, because we're just not going to be for everybody. And I know I'm not.
Yeah, and to expound upon that, you motherfuckers with these internet, Facebook and Instagram ass feelings, I mean, y'all really can just like kiss all of our asses like on a bad day, because at the end of the day, you don't have to agree with what someone is saying, but you also don't have to walk around or drive around, whatever the fuck you do when you're on Facebook. Your heart does not need to be on your keyboard or your fucking iPhone or your Android or whatever the fuck you're typing on. Like, I'm just so over people having opinions about somebody. Having an opinion when we have a podcast is one thing, but to have like such a strong opinion, especially people that don't know us personally, like, keep that personal, keep that shit to yourself. And if you really feel a way, like, come holler at us, right? Inbox that shit. Bitch, you want a phone number? Hit me up. You can call. It's not a problem.
Right. But we could give you the Google number.
But yeah, no, bitch, you can have my real phone number. We can talk about this shit, because I'm just over it. Like, and it's so crazy because people try to always say it's women, you know what I mean? But it's so many, there is so many men too. Like, it's so many men that are just in their feelings behind shit that we might say, or, how us giving our opinion. That's what the fuck we do. That's why we have a podcast. If you don't like it, or if you don't want to be my Facebook friend anymore, hit the unfriend button, bitch. Unfollow, unsubscribe, whatever the fuck you have to do. Like, I'm not threatening and whatever, but to be honest, like, just tuck your vagina away when you're on fucking social media. Like, let it ride. Like, if it doesn't apply, let that shit fly. Let it go, because I'm over it. Do you have a purse that matches your panties? I don't understand. Like, do you need some heels?
A merce?
I mean, what the fuck? I'm over it. Like, get out of your fucking feelings. I'm so done with it.
Well, my problem with it is just kind of like, I feel like you can't say anything without people being like, I can't even believe that you would say that. Well, first of all, I mean, I am ridiculous. Always have been. Like, that's part of the reason why we have this platform, so we can just talk.
Right.
Danielle looks completely unbothered right now, but that's because she's like, I wish I would give a fat fuck.
Danielle is actually searching on the ground to see maybe if somebody could have possibly dropped a fuck somewhere.
Because I don't even see the point in addressing it.
There's not one.
I mean, it's like, people are going to form opinion. Like, I mean, podcasts that I listen to,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I have no idea what these people are like in real life.
Right.
But I formed an opinion in my head of what I think that they're like.
Right.
And if I feel like I can identify with them or not, and if I like their content. And then if I don't, I just
mm-hmm.
move on. Like, I don't continue to listen to it, because it's not something that's for me.
Right.
So it's like, to even address this to me is just like,
bitch, fuck you.
For what? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, everything is not going to be for everybody.
Right.
And like, I've just come to terms with that. Like, some people may like me, some people don't. I mean, I don't understand why people don't like me, because I'm nice.
I'm so awesome.
Shit, because you be trolling the shit out of people, and you're like, are you gonna cry? Remember whenever you did that picture of Derek in that, well, you said it was him in the gray drawers? Girl. That was probably like the highlight of my MBMP life. That shit was hilarious.
But I mean, it was all in good fun.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I be trying to have fun, and people are like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah,
by you.
everything
like,
is, but see, everything is, and then the crazy part is everything is not always an attack. Just because somebody has an opinion of something, that's fine. Michelle's going to have her opinion. I have my opinion. And a lot of the time, our three opinions don't match, but nobody is getting in their feelings. Nobody is upset.
I be crying.
We can, girl, no, you don't.
Oh, you're right.
But we really can agree to disagree on some shit. And to be honest with you, my only thing is just the personal shit. Like, don't try to personally try to come for anybody, or don't try to personally judge somebody based on their podcast personally, because you don't know. If you don't know, then you just don't fucking know. Like, I'm not judging, let's say, the read. Like, I listened to that podcast way before this even started, and I don't give a damn about what Crystal and these other people do on their own time. Entertain me on this podcast, and I'm going on about my business. But anything to do with personal, like, why do you give a fuck? Especially if I'm not addressing you or talking to you. Why
Isn't
do you
that
care?
what fans do though? So
No, but it's not from a fan perspective though. It's like somebody not.
I mean, I feel like it.
Even if you're a hater, you're a
You're
fan.
You're a fan.
Okay, I got you.
I feel like you're still a fan.
You're still a fan.
You're right.
You're a fan.
Okay,
That's what fans do.
Scratch everything that I just said. Thank you, fans.
Right. Thank you for propelling us to the next level.
To the next fucking level, you bitter bitch.
Right. We appreciate you.
Right, you bitter beer face motherfucker.
Right. Okay. So what are we sipping on?
So today was a very fun day for me to pick wine, and I picked this wine to, I always give a reason. So this was it's a Michelle and a Danielle mixed in one. I feel like if Danielle and Michelle could be a wine, this would be it. So it's called Cooper and Thief Cellar Masters. It's a Sauvignon, which is one of Danielle's, top type of wine, grapes, should I say. But it's in a bottle that looks like a liquor bottle, and it's aged for 3 months in tequila barrels.
Oh, Lord.
And it has, the vintage, is 2016. And bitch, let me tell you why else Michelle's gonna love me today, because this alcohol is fucking 16.5%.
Oh my God, we gonna die.
I can't wait. Michelle probably won't take shots of this shit because it was aged in tequila barrels.
No, ma'am. I'm turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, but that's why I chose it. We'll have a picture of it on our Instagram for you guys to see.
Are we still doing that?
No, but I don't give a fuck. I really want people to see this because this bottle is really fresh. Like, this bottle is really why I picked it. The bottle and the type of grape that it is. So, you hear it's pouring it up. Can you smell it?
This is gonna be litty.
It is. It has a strong smell.
It does. Says it has citrus and spice with toasty vanilla notes.
I
smell
really
the
like
citrus.
vanilla. I love vanilla.
Do you?
See how I be looking out for you bitches? They ain't even appreciative.
How you know?
Oh, I taste the vanilla off top.
You hate it.
I don't like vanilla, but
Well,
it's good.
No, but fucking can win them all.
It tastes pretty good though, even though I don't like vanilla. To be honest,
It tastes like. Okay, well we can talk about
yeah,
it.
we
talk
can talk
about
about
it,
it. Yeah.
We'll let y'all know.
Okay, so tonight we are going to discuss.
Oh wait.
Oh wait, you positives?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Danielle has a positive note.
I was actually kind of debating with this whole story beforehand. I was like, do I really want to do my positive?
Yes.
No,
I mean, it'll wrap it up.
yeah.
So the PSA this week was leave people and situations better than when you found them. And so it's just like you want to make sure that you're putting a good mark on the world. When you meet somebody, like you want to make sure that they are smiling after the fact.
Yes.
Nigga.
What?
Okay.
No, seriously. Like you want to produce good energy, right? And that's just one of the ways that you produce good energy. So you should always be mindful of what it is that you're doing and your body language and the words that you're using to people, so you can leave a good mark.
Okay, and I can agree
like
with
that.
that. I feel like as long as you're you and you're trying to be genuine, there are people who will be like, you know what, that was a great experience, and there are others who are gonna be like, why she so.
But I think the key is just having like an awareness of it and being mindful that, yes, I have an intent to put good energy out in the world. And if it is just genuine and already in you and that's how you are, you don't necessarily have to think about it or something that you have to work on. But if it's something that you have to work on, you have to be mindful of it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Danielle.
I like that, Danielle. That's wonderful.
I do too. I enjoyed that. Okay, so tonight we are going to discuss the difference between dating in your teens, 20s, and 30s. And when we go back to our Facebook Live, we will probably have a lot of folks in their 40s chiming in. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to say, I think what's changed between my teens, 20s, and 30s is me, because I don't think that the men have changed that much.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I feel like the same type of bullshit I deal with now as a single woman, I dealt with when I was in high school.
So they're still children, basically.
Right. I mean, I hate to say that, but there are some men who are still immature,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them in our age group, they have some issues with commitment. They may be intimidated by certain women because they feel like, okay, if I want to be with you, I have to do X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Am I prepared for that?
Okay.
Because I'm used to doing this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I think maybe I've changed more than they have.
I would agree with that, because I think that everybody goes through different phases in their life. I mean, the things that you do in your 20s don't necessarily work, or your teens don't necessarily work in your 30s. So It's like when we talk about dating and how things have changed, I think a lot of people forget that, you have moved on from a different phase in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like in your teens and 20s, like, so you may probably meet somebody at school, at a club or whatever, or on, like, probably Tinder is probably heavy with, like, young adults, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Bumble and all that.
right. And then once you're in your 30s, it's like, you want to be a little bit more settled. A lot of your friends are probably already married or in long-term relationships, whereas in your 20s, like, everybody was just kind of having fun, and it was easy. And it was easy because there were no expectations.
Right.
But when you move up a phase or a level, things change. You want something a little bit more serious. You want to be a little bit more settled. So now you're actually looking at people a little bit different, and now it's like, why is it so hard? Because you have a whole nother filter over, whether or not somebody is going to be a good companion or not. Whereas before, it was easy because it's like, oh, is he cool? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go do the thing.
Right.
So,
let's go do the thing.
Right. So it's like, I find that when people talk about, how difficult it is, like, they just simply forget about how they've changed in the process, and only look at it from an outside standpoint and don't look within.
Right. Sharonda. Any notes?
Oh, man. First of all, I'm not going to do the fellas that bad. Like, I do feel like they do mature and they grow up a little bit more. But, I mean, I guess I am.
When they 60, maybe.
This bitch said 60. That's not me. That's
Like late
Danielle.
50s.
I mean,
When they tired, they too tired to hoe. They too tired.
I ain't gonna be able to be going out
when
like that every
when
night
they
now.
lower back is giving them a struggle.
Right.
Is
When they
is
get up and they gotta
change it.
stretch.
Right.
I don't have enough energy for more than one woman
Oh
right
shit!
now.
My balls is tapping the inner thigh. I think I'm tired. I'm trying to settle
Am I have
down
to
now.
start using my money too?
Right.
Oh.
Right. No, I think that men do mature later than women, but I do feel like
Goddamn, they ain't. I mean, shit. Like
all.
I mean, I just feel like we heard that in elementary school.
Yeah.
We still waiting.
Oh my god. Maybe no. I think that it just, you have to find the right type of dude. And it's hard. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say finding the right type of female is probably hard. So you're gonna have to step outside of your little normal routine of who you date or whatever the case may be. But I think that I've always dated people that were older than me. So I think that may be why my opinion is the way that it is, because I never really was interested.
Like old balls.
Right.
No, I don't like old balls.
Do you like worms?
Bitch, I said older. No, I'm talking about
Same thing.
We're talking about 20s, bitch. I was not dating anybody that was, way older.
That larva start to wake up at 30.
That larva.
So you'd be like, I'm ready.
You have them too, then.
No,
Goddamn it.
bitch. No.
I think that also, though, we as women need to assume a little bit of responsibility in the dating to be able to identify bullshit and to cut it the fuck off.
Right.
And I think that does not happen with us until we get a little older and we go through a few relationships to know, okay, you're a fuck boy, so I'm cutting you the fuck off.
Like, you know instantly.
Yeah, you know instantly. So that's what I'm saying. I think that the growth is on both parts. You just have to find the right person, because I know females that are our age right now that are still on fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've seen good dudes done wrong by females our age.
Fuck girls.
Fuck girls, right? Because they're real. Oh, that might be the next topic. Fuck girls. But I've seen women that are our age that do, you know, good guys that are trying to do, you know, the right thing and trying to move forward and have something serious, and they're just on some bullshit. So I really just think that it's a matter of who you associate yourself with and how you go about like finding the people that you want to date.
I really feel like you're right, but I feel like it boils down to communication. I mean, it's okay to say up front, okay, well, this is what I'm looking for.
Yes,
I think a lot of people are afraid to say, well, this is what I want. These are my standards. This is what I'm going for. And and really, you're not meeting that. So, I mean, 100%. I think it's cool for us to part ways, blah, blah, blah. Or if you say, you know, I'm really not looking for a boyfriend right now. I'm open to dating some people, but I'm not trying to get serious. I think that's scary for dudes because they're like, this is abnormal, you know, because they really feel like all women are like, we're getting married.
And we're having babies.
Right. And we'd have 2.5 kids. Oh, you know what? We should have started yesterday.
Right.
I just feel like that conversation should be had like damn near first date.
Right.
But it's the way that you go about it. And I feel like the way that conversation goes and how that person receives it is also an indicator as to whether or not you even need to keep fucking moving forward with them. Because I had that conversation before and it was no pressure, nothing. I was like, listen, I am open to dating right now. I do have an end goal during dating. I want to eventually be settled down. I want to be married. I want to blah, blah, blah. I'm not looking at you sit across from me thinking, oh, you're it, you're the one. Right. This is date one, but I'm letting you know that I'm dating with a goal in mind. So if that's something that you can't be, you know, open to, then we need to not talk. And I literally said that shit. No, we need to just, you know, I'll pay for my food, you pay for your food, bitch. Let's go our separate ways. Like that's not anything to trip on. Like, it is what the fuck it is. And I feel like Michelle hit the nail on the head when she said it's just communication, because we had that conversation earlier today. Like, it literally all boils down to communication. And I think as young adults in our 20s, we may not be the most effective communicators.
Right. Like
everybody's just waiting to see what the next one gonna do, or who gonna text who first. And bitch, I'm 30. I ain't got time for that bullshit. Like, good morning, what's up? Hey, what's going on for the weekend?
Like, is we fucking or not?
Right.
Well, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that was a 7 a.m. text. But you want to start at that early? Okay.
I mean, hey. I mean, because my thing is, we are adult women. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, well, this person is somebody that I'm interested in, you know, maybe just having a sexual relationship with.
Yeah.
I'm going to text and I'm going to say, are you talking about it or not?
You going to put that meat in my life or not?
If you're not talking about it, okay. You just find a new dick.
What that meat do? Not what that mouth do, what that meat do.
But I think that's a notable difference from in your 20s, because you don't have that level of comfort. Confidence or comfort,
maturity
to be like to fully own your sexuality in that sense. And you
try to gal everybody you were with, not gal, but you know what I'm saying.
But no, I think that in your 20s it's like you tend to leave it up to the guy to give you that satisfaction without necessarily knowing what it is that fully satisfies you or whatever. And so I think that, you know, once you turn 30, like you've had a few sexual partners, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable in your sexuality, and you're able to have the conversation and say, hey, you know, I just want to have a sexual relationship with you. I don't want to make you my boyfriend or my man or whatever like that. Like, I just want to chill. Whereas in your 20s, you'd be like, oh, well, what does he think? If I say this, how are you going to think about me? Yeah. So,
I was a little bit more wild than that. I just didn't give a fuck. If you could catch me out here in these streets, hey, then you catch me. But if you can't, nigga, that's on you. I don't have nothing to do with that. So if you talking about hanging out or something, you better, reach out, because I'm not the one. I'm going to go find something else to do, and you will not be a part of my plans. And I can remember a pivotal moment, I think from 29 going into 30, like literally the weekend of my 30th birthday. Like I was actually dating somebody at the time, and I can think back to my mindset then, and my mindset even at 30 was just like, this motherfucker better get in where he fit in, because I'm on it. I'm hanging out. I'm doing my thing. Right. I make decent money. I'm out here, doing my thing, taking my little trips, doing whatever the fuck I'm doing, and I'm not worried about, is he gonna text me? Is he gonna call? Is he gonna make plans? Because I just continue to just live my fucking life.
Exactly.
And when I was ready to start, dating somebody to be serious, I actually had a conversation with this person. My cousin told me I was dead ass wrong, but I don't care. I went and I was like, listen, what's up? I'm trying to move forward and be a little bit more settled. So I'm gonna need you to think about what you want to do with your life, and I'll think about what I'm trying to do with my life. And if we come back and decide we're gonna do it together, then we're gonna do it together. If not, then we're gonna go our separate ways. Right. I literally had that exact same conversation with somebody as we were having dinner, and his face was like cracked, but I didn't care, because at that point I was like, okay, now I know what I want and I know what I want to do. Right. And if you're either on board with it or you're not, and I was okay, like either fucking way. But I really did like him, but I was really okay either way, because I was like, okay, now I've made up my mind, and this is no longer what I want to do.
Right. I'm tired of playing with you.
So I'm gonna either pack up my toys and go home, or you gonna bring your toys outside. We gonna play together.
Right.
Like, what you gonna do?
What did you gonna do?
What did you gonna do?
Meal do or barbecue?
Right.
But I think that's really important just for women in general to do, because otherwise they end up in situations where it's like, well, is he going to do this? And, where I've been here, I put in all this time and work, I don't want to start over.
Right.
Those, like, you really have to own what it is that you want. And that's not something that you necessarily will do in your teens and 20s.
Of course not.
Yeah, right.
Because
So
you're just not sure. And, you're told over and over again by society, okay, when you get to be a certain age, you go out there and you hook you a man, and then you have a husband, and that's fucking bullshit.
That's the rest of your life, right?
And the rest of your life is now is husband.
Is husband. And then I think, like what Sharonda was saying, like I said, whenever women are like that, they're like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'll accept, and you're not doing it. I think that is like jarring for a man, because they're like, well, I've never had someone do this before.
Yeah, like, I mean, her whole story just reminded me of I don't know what I was talking to somebody or listening to somebody, I can't even remember, but she was basically in a situation where she was with this guy for, I want to say it was like 7 or 8 years, and they had talked about marriage, and they had, and it was always, oh yeah, we're going to do it or whatever, blah, blah. And it never really happened, and it got to the point where she was just like, look, I want to be married. Like, this is a goal for me in my life. And I don't know. And she was just like, I don't necessarily want to ruin our relationship because, he's not ready. But it's just like, well, when are you gonna be ready? But at a certain point in time, you have to think about what it is that you want, and not necessarily what this other person wants. Right. Like, you have to own your thoughts, your feelings, your wants, everything like that, and put that first, and then combine it with somebody else. So like Sharonda coming to somebody up front and being like, hey, this is what I want, this is what it is. Right. Either you gonna meet me here or you not. Right. Like, I mean, it can come off a bit abrasive, but hey, you have everything out on the table. Right. And it's like, okay, so
there's no room for error at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you're just on some bullshit. Like, if you're on bullshit, then yeah, that's the substitution to the rule. But if you're 9 times out of 10, I feel like either side, whatever, if a man is on either side of that, he, at the very least, he can meet in the middle and respect your honesty and the fact that you're confident enough to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm trying to do. And if you don't want to be a part of it, then you just don't be a part of it, and we can just call it a fucking day. We can be done with it.
I think that vulnerability, like what we're talking about, sharing and just saying, hey, this is me, I think that's really hard for some people. Yeah. Because they're like, well, what if I say how I feel? And
because it's like, you want to be accepted,
right? Yeah. I mean, that's just human nature.
But you have to have that. But that, with that age and that experience, comes that confidence. Because I really, the older I get, the more I realize that our relationships with the opposite sex kind of, I'm not going to say they start with people of the same sex, but the way you handle them,
Right.
like the way you handle your friendships, sometimes the way you handle your family, like that all plays a part in everything.
Right.
So if you're not able to remove toxic people, let's say even if they're your friends, in your 30s, you start to realize that you're moving in a direction sometimes, and those people that you thought were closest to you are not going to go with you. And at some point, and I think in your 30s, you start to realize, okay, that's going to happen and I'm okay with it.
Right.
So once that kind of starts to happen, even with, like I said, just a friendship or even sometimes family, you know, once you see that you can get through that and you'll be okay and you're going to survive, even though your BFF for life is not going to the next, it's not going to the next level with you. You don't hate that person. You don't not want to deal with them. You're just not coming to me at this next plane in life. So that's why I think dating gets a little bit more,
it is easier.
It is
Even though
easier.
it's more annoying because it's like, what a waste.
Yeah, but you just have to be able to, I feel like as people, the one thing we can do, the favor that we can do for the other person is to just be an effective fucking communicator.
Right.
Like, say what you mean what you say. And if you're on fuck shit, then somebody like me coming to you saying, hey, this is my goal, then walk the fuck away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let it go and finish doing whatever it is you're doing. Like, go live your fucking life, but don't
drag
get
me
caught
through
up.
it.
Yeah, don't drag me through it.
Don't lie with that shit and be like, you know what? I think you're right. I think we really could try it.
Yeah.
And then after like
Yeah.
however long, like the 7 years, you're like,
Yeah.
so where am I
What the
ring
fuck?
at?
Yeah, that's
You know,
just,
because we talked about this and I
this
still
is-
don't have it.
and now it's dumb. So no,
Right.
so be able to have the hard conversation and be able to be okay, I think, with walking away. But your practice is your relationships with your friends, male or female, actual friends. I'm not talking about fuck buddies. I mean like somebody who you actually just have a platonic relationship with.
Right.
And you know how you deal with family members and stuff like that. That's how you handle relationships across the board, in my opinion. So hey, at some point you have to be able to call a fucking spade a spade and walk away.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say that the one thing that I find sort of difficult, like I do agree, like it's easier the more open you are about what it is that you want, the more self-awareness that you have about what it is that you want and the way that you'll be able to express that. But what's hard for me is, one, I don't really want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
so he ain't just gonna come to the door.
First of
like,
all,
I don't want to go. And then like
Danielle
I
is
get,
special though.
I
Y'all
get
don't
so
understand.
annoyed with like online dating stuff. Like it's so annoying to me. Like I can't even do it. And then I find myself trolling these dudes.
Yeah.
just because. Look, don't fuck around and be like a tad bit smarter than them, because Danielle will eat your ass up. She would
So
troll
it's
the
just
fuck out of
like,
you.
Some of those dudes that you used to show us, I'd be like, oh my God.
Oh,
are
I
you
know.
fucking kidding
Danielle
me?
used to eat
Just
their
be like-
asses up for
it's just
lunch.
Like it becomes so it's fun to like fuck with them, but because then one it's like, oh, you're fucking dumb. Let me fuck with you real quick.
Right, when old boy said, "Add a man."
I'm sorry, what?
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
Add a man.
Oh my God, he left for like 15 minutes at that shit.
That is fucking horrible. That is horrible.
But yeah, like, so I mean, well, you know what, I will say this, like, I really didn't used to go out in my 20s. Like I started early. Like I used to go out in my teens, and
Right.
like I had a friend, she had an extra ID.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So
That's
I
how all
used
them
to
stories
use
start.
her ID to get into clubs, and we used to go. It was just almost like Monday through Saturday we was going
Oh,
out,
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Is that how
And
you ended up with them?
how I ended up with a kid? No, I actually when I had him, well, when I got pregnant with him, I was done partying.
Oh wow.
I know.
Look at you. I was trying to settle down.
Okay.
I was
done. I was trying to chill.
I was like,
Are you the one for me?
I was 19 and I was like, I'm good.
Right? You're like, I done did all the things
I did
I'm
all
gonna
this
do.
shit or whatever. So
That was like 20 years ago. Now you're like, oh.
No, I think that you know what, you may have a point there. I think that has a lot to do with, because I was too. I had older. I was always the youngest cousin trying to fit in, but I was like, I guess I'm not gonna say I was their size, but they were I guess I kind of was. I was tall for a little while in my age group. Then I got stuck. Yeah. So I could fit all their going out clothes and shit. They used to to try to dress me up and shit. So it got to the point where I really was 15 and 16 in these fucking clubs with my grown ass cousins. And I was just like, oh, okay, I see what this is. So it just helped. I don't know. I think it really helped me to recognize fuck shit early. It helped me realize a lot of shit about dating, about women, about just all kind of shit. How catty females are in the club and fighting, and oh my god, it just by the time I was 21, I was like, bitch, I don't want to drink on my birthday. Like I'm good.
I've been drinking out of Metropolis because
bitch, I got in a fight there.
Now y'all know me. They were like, okay, well, you're underage, so you can't be drinking like
with them fucking X's on your hand.
And bitch, I had my cup just like this and was like, I was just enjoying the shit out of my life. Just grown. And they were like, you gotta go. And I was like, fuck you. Of course.
My god.
The girls I was with, I didn't even know them. They were like, you ain't never coming with us again.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, like by the time I was in my 20s, I didn't really want to go out as much. Like I went out, but it was like kind of like sporadic.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, so because it was like I already did all of this stuff.
This shit is not new to me.
It's not. Yeah. So it's like it's not even that much fun.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. She gonna get sick.
Right.
Yeah.
This bitch gonna be crying on the phone with her boyfriend. This one right here gonna meet somebody and she just gonna leave with him. We're not gonna see that bitch till Tuesday.
Right.
Like you already already what's gonna happen. But I think that also plays a role in women maturing faster than men, because when you're exposed to that kind of shit real early, you become, I think, more self-aware at a younger age. You become more aware of what's going on around you, about how guys are, about, again, like I said, how catty girls are, how females act in the club. Like getting in a fight at Metropolis because a bitch stepped on my foot at like 17 was not the business, but I mopped the motherfucking floor with that bitch. I'm sure did. Her and her friend. My homegirl was like, damn, bitch, you even need us to jump in? I was like, nope. And still had my heels on as I got escorted out the club. Yeah, that just changes your perspective. I think.
It does. And I think, I don't know. Niggas ain't shit. Just
oh my god. Shit.
No, I mean, my problem is, it's like, especially now. I mean, I know this has always happened, but it's like now when we're older and we, like you said, we have, more self-awareness, more confidence, and the ability just to say, I'm not fucking doing this. No matter how long we've been together, you just want to walk. Yeah. And it's like, why are you pressing me though, bro? Because it's like there are other women. Obviously, you and I are not on the same page.
Or men. I don't know.
Right. So it's like, I don't have to accept this bullshit from you.
Yeah.
It's like they honestly almost feel like you're obligated.
You owe me. I'm sorry, I'm
She's so stupid.
I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say.
I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
I don't know.
They feel like you're obligated to settle for them because
I
you're
think
getting
that's
older.
In general, men, period. Like men think that they are the cream of the crop, period, or whatever, and that women at some level are just always going to be beneath them, and if they want you, then you need to go ahead and settle for them.
He wants me. Oh my god, right. I need to succumb to him.
Exactly.
I'm gonna blow him up, bitch.
Right. Like, so, I mean, you see it all the time. Like, men get mad at women for
acting like them.
Or like not necessarily being receptive to them, like if they inbox them or something like that, so it's like, she tripping or whatever, blah blah blah,
bitch.
Exactly.
And then you get called name. Yes, I hate that.
So
it's petty shit.
Exactly. So it's like,
I own it. I'm a bitch, okay, and I'm probably gonna say something that might hurt your feelings in the inbox. Don't talk to me. So, if I don't invite you, look, I had a dude last week tell me, he said, hey, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at work.
Oh my god.
And then he goes, you want a video chat when you get off? Instantly blocked.
Like, who does that?
Instant block.
That's weird.
Like, no. And I know you're going to show me your dick.
And the crazy part about it is, I think also it has a lot to do with upbringing. I always deflect shit back to childhood. It's like men are taught, like, by their the male influences in their lives that, oh, you know, you got to conquer women, or, you know, not necessarily those specific words, but, you know, you got to have these women, they got to do XYZ, and a woman should blah blah blah,
like everyone's a pimp.
Yeah, on some low ass level with them ashy fucking knees.
Like you couldn't even get a bissonette bitch to work for you.
and them hoes walk around at 9 a.m. in the morning,
exactly,
bitch, with hoe clothes on. So at the end of the day, I just
with no pants whatsoever,
bitch, and hot boots. Bitches fucking July. Please explain.
Draws be the same color as the skin. Like, you see me, daddy,
in this flesh tone with this tight pleather purple on. So no, I just feel like men are conditioned to think that they're the shit. So my, I guess, thought process, even like with raising my daughter, is like, no, sweetheart, you're the prize. Like, and if somebody does not get that, they don't see that, then you dismiss the fuck out of them, because you are. Because let's be honest, like Beyonce said, girls run the world, but bitch, vagina does. Like everything.
You know, I have a son, so like, first of all, I feel like everybody is a prize. Like, you have to. I do.
No,
like,
they are. I can agree with that.
You're gonna be telling Keyshawn, look, don't be letting that girl tell you whatever.
What exactly? Like, you got to give him the game. Like, real talk.
I mean, I'd be telling
she got to
Terrence
give
the
you
same
head
thing
on the first night.
No, I'd be telling Terrence, no, don't let these women take advantage of you.
He doesn't do that, okay? He's reading his Bible right now at college.
He's going to Bible study with the Nomad man.
At college right now, reading the Bible on his knees.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean, I think that women get this instilled in them about them being the prize, and they forget that you have to be the prize for each other.
Yeah.
No,
you know
100%.
I mean? So that's just where, like, I kind of like, oh, wait a minute, or whatever, because it's
Fuck
like
your daughter, bitch. Because first of all, my son, have you seen him?
I know, right?
Take your shirt off.
Like,
show her.
You're not in a relationship by yourself, you know. So it's like, you know, are you actually considering this other person, or are you just like, oh, you know, I got a man, I got this and that or whatever, you know, and he does this, and it's like, okay, so what are you doing? Like, you also need to show him that you appreciate him and that you want to be. So so that's the only issue I have with, like, saying you're the prize.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go more into it does need to be reciprocated, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like that it needs to be instilled in boys and girls, because for the longest time I see that kind of stuff, even being raised with a brother. Like, I saw different stuff being taught to him than I did to me, even though I got the game from both sides. And listen, I spent 99.9% of the time of my life with my grandfather, which is my father. So bitch, I got the game from all kind of angles. Like, I that's why, I just know a lot when it comes to that kind of shit. But you have to also treat your daughter, like, you have to just not be a shitty parent and teach your kid to, you know, that, you know, you treat people the right way and with respect. And yes, of course, the man is the prize as well. But I feel like women get a bad rap, like, especially in the media and stuff. Like, Michelle posts often, like, just stop fucking killing us, stop raping us, stop doing blah blah blah. So it's always been, from all angles, in my opinion, for males, it's just like this conquer situation. And
they belong to you. That's your property.
Yes, it's your property, or your whatever the case may be. So that's why I feel like on both ends, if they're both being taught that, then if somebody, let's say, because there are females that abuse men,
yes,
I know one. Are. So, you know, if that would be your child, God forbid, he knows, bitch, please, I'm better than this because my mom taught me. Like, the fuck, I will not deal with that. And the same goes for our daughters. But at the end of the day, I think in a big picture scheme, it's like we're disposable to a certain degree, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you can't get that one, you get the next one. And like Michelle said, that pimp mentality. So it's like but no,
bitch, you ain't never gonna find another me, motherfucker.
Right. And I feel like just put that in your daughter. Don't let your daughters have that low self-esteem.
That's what I was
gonna say. That shit, that attracts,
to value herself.
Yeah, that attracts the wrong kind of fucking people. It's a bitch on my Facebook right now that just won't stop with this dude that does wild shit to her, and it's like, bro, like, you, come on, man. Like, when the fuck is enough? Like, who didn't tell you that you're to be loved, or you're, you know, a good person, or whatever the fucking case may be? Like, at some point, like, enough is enough. So,
well, I try to tell Terrence too, because I want him to know that he is also valuable. Like Danielle was saying, But like you said, I sort of tell him different things. I tell him, you know, people will abuse you or take advantage of you if you let them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yes.
that's true. And I just tell Michaela, just remember that you value you, you know, because especially as a young woman, now we're older, like I said, we're more comfortable in our sexuality. We're good. But as young women coming up, and this happened to me because my mom didn't talk to me about sex. I didn't know anything about sex or, you know, what to expect from a man or anything like that because my dad passed away while I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of went out there. I had to learn everything by myself, you know? So it was like, what I learned was, damn, that sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
it?
So, right.
Yeah.
And so I just want her to know, Michaela, to know that like, it's okay. Sex is okay, but you only do it if you want to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you feel comfortable with it, if you're not going to have any regrets afterwards, that's the only time you do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you can't know at the end if you're gonna have regrets, but you know, just if you're in a comfortable space,
if you're comfortable and you're confident in what you're doing, you're gonna be like, I'm owning it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, whatever happens, instead of having her be like some ultra needy woman who's like, we had sex, why you ain't calling me?
Why aren't we married tomorrow? I don't understand.
Expecting some type of commitment or some type
Right.
of relationship because you had an intimate
Because you had an intimate
So bottom line,
encounter.
stop again for the 15th time. Stop raising shitty kids.
But you
God
know what?
damn
I
it.
think that people, I think that we need to stop devaluing, you know, sex. And,
Right.
you know, because I mean, I think that it's important and you do make a connection when you have sex.
soul ties and shit.
I don't believe in soul ties, but,
I'm gonna call Fernando and tell.
I mean, you do make a connection.
your
I
soul
totally
makes a
believe
like,
that.
but I don't subscribe to that soul tie shit because like when I'm done, I'm done. Like,
Right.
I don't feel like, you know, we are
No, I'm with
still,
you. I'm with you.
You don't live inside of me.
I'm just fucking with
right,
you.
like yeah, like I don't feel like we at a soul level,
Right.
And I can't get rid of you
Because
in my
we
mind.
was just
Exactly.
fucking. We was just fucking.
Yeah,
being
like-
And if
serious.
you are living inside of me, prepare to watch me ride this other.
As I drink
like,
bleach though, because I'm
feel-
getting you the fuck out.
Feel these cramps,
Right.
everybody. Like that's all I was saying. But no, I think that people sort of tend to underestimate the power of sex.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
because it's like you're in that moment and you're feeling these feelings and. I mean, if you like me, you say any motherfucking thing.
You'd be like,
Like,
okay,
Ooh,
I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. I'm crazy. I love you.
I love you. Look, I
Danielle
love you,
be
baby.
like, I
oh
love
my
you.
God, give me
She
this
wasn't-
daddy dick.
she
Like,
wasn't
everything.
talking-
Like,
oh my God.
The next day
Oh
she'd be
my
like,
God.
I don't. What is your name?
She be like, I called you daddy, bitch.
What,
no, I
what
did
happened?
not.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck would happen.
She's like, first of all, how did you get in my house?
exactly.
911. There's a man in my home. Bitch. Meanwhile,
Claiming intimacy? I don't.
meanwhile, his DNA is under her skin, her fucking fingernails,
Because she probably was like,
because she scratched that nigga back so much,
yeah.
pushing that nigga head, and like, oh my God,
Right.
oh my
But,
God,
I mean,
She has all his hair follicles.
right, all in the sheets. I don't know who the fuck
don't know
he
who he
is.
is.
Full panel.
I don't
She's
know who
like, y'all need some DNA? I got it.
You know what?
She see him on first 48. Oh no, I got it.
But I have a question. So, do you guys think that the older we get, the more that you can understand like a cougar's lifestyle, like how
Yeah.
cougars even exist, or like how?
Yeah, man. That's why I said, because to me, like, you know, I'm just, well, not recently single, but I'm recently single, like as far as like what, 6 months maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been single since I was 30. So right now I'm just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me just get a stable, and I just call them up whenever I want them. Because this
pool
here
boy.
is bullshit. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to have a conversation with a grown person that don't know how to fucking communicate with me. I don't have time.
So yeah, that's another thing that's just like difficult because it's like, you know, you feel like you're on one level and these men are on another level.
Girl, they
And
still in
it's
third
like,
grade.
when are you gonna
Shady.
grow up?
Right.
It's like,
I'm sorry. At what point do you have a map?
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline?
it's like,
Something?
you know, why do you fail at basic communication?
Bitch, basic.
Basic, like
Hello.
it's like so many.
They send back some bullshit like,
I
Transformer sound.
know. Right, so it's just like, how do you even begin to like somebody
if you can't talk to
if you can't even talk to them? Like, you know, like that's why I have an issue with online dating, and I troll these fools. Like, it's like you
what's
are
your name?
so
You're
stupid.
like, my name's on this screen.
Did you actually look at my profile, or did you just look at the picture? Did you read anything on my profile?
So, when I had that picture at the gas station and I have my little small booty poking out,
oh baby,
I got probably 50 friend requests.
Oh really? Wow.
She told me that too. I was what?
Right, and I'm like, I could have a penis or anything. You know what I'm saying? And they just like, like friends. I'm like, first of all, Facebook got me fucked up with this friend suggestion shit.
Which I ain't trying to be your friend.
I ain't trying to be your friend.
If I want to be your friend, bitch, I will request you.
I seen one of them comment on something today. I was like, you finna get removed.
Go ahead and get blocked. Go ahead with your bad ass. Yeah. So I guess again, it just boils down to effective communication.
Yes.
And to me, just those life experiences from your 20s and some cases even in your 30s, like prepare you, like if you're single in your 40s or whatever. Like I feel like, and we're gonna go on our Facebook Live shortly. But I feel like if you're in your 40s, like your dating process should be so fucking minimal and just.
Do you have a vagina? Are you talking about talking to me? Do you like to go to church? You don't? That's cool. Let's go out.
Right. Yeah. Or, you know, married or you fucking around. Like, do you want to be married? Or do you want to fuck around? Okay, bye. Right. Like, it really should be so simple because we've been through the bullshit of the 20s. We've been through the heartbreak and the heartache of the 30s. So by 40, like, you should be, first of all, if your bitch ass ain't financially stable and on your own doing your own shit, like, you need to eliminate your fucking self from the dating pool. Like, don't get me started. I do.
I feel like it's a broke motherfucker for everybody. You know what I
mean? It might be, but like, why? But here's the thing.
If you broke, then get you somebody
who also don't have no money.
Like, I mean, like if you broke, like you cannot have these high ass expectations of somebody else. So,
okay,
I mean, like, so everybody don't have money.
Right.
You know, some people they make lifelong careers at McDonald's.
But I'm not saying
or
that,
as a dope man.
But at least at that
I'll
age,
take a dope boy.
All day long.
I will.
Drop me. Just had that cash on my table in the morning, baby. But at the end of the day, like,
I'm not coming to the trap though.
No,
like,
you're like, no, come outside.
Right. No, turn that music down though when you pull up my driveway. Stop.
Right.
No, but I feel like, but right, but that shit is loud. The fuck.
Fucking with my neighbors and shit.
Okay. You know, up and calling attention to yourself, nigga. Nobody's supposed to know you over here.
You know, Miss Verlene is in her 60s. She goes to church on Sunday morning. Stop. No, but I just feel like I lost my thought. But I just feel like that, you know, you're pretty much that was my nice way of saying you're pretty much established into the person that you're gonna fucking be for the rest of your life.
That was the one thing I was gonna say too. So
stop working at McDonald's and have female CEO. I want my woman to be a CEO fucking mentality because, bruh, it may happen on a one-off, but that shit is not destined for you. Like, lower your fucking standards. And some of these bitches raise your standards. Like, bitch, y'all tripping.
Or
vice versa.
If you can't spell at all, don't expect to have no woman that can communicate with you with spelling.
If you use the number 2 for any letter in any spelling of the word TWO, TOTOO, bitch, we have not a bitch ass thing to fucking talk about.
No, real quick.
Nothing.
This dude that I was talking to on one of these apps, I remember he had all these misspellings, and I asked him, you know, what was important for him in a woman, and he said education. I died.
You're like, I'm sorry, what?
Because possibly.
Let me find out wrong topic for you.
I hate you.
Like, what? I was like, education is it? I was like, what level of education?
Third grade.
What are you talking about?
No.
All I need to know is, did you pass the 4th?
Because at the end of the day, he needs a bitch to help teach him how to learn some shit. That's the fuck why.
See, that's my problem, and that was one thing I was gonna say. And it's like, when I talk to a man, y'all know, just like Danielle, just like Sharonda, we handle men however we handle everybody. You know, like, you're not exempt, and it's almost like they're like, you can't talk to me like that because I'm a man, or I the man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
I'm a man.
What you're gonna know is, you know, like, I'm gonna talk to you however the fuck I want to talk to you.
All right.
And my thing is, that's just me. So if there's a person out there that can handle me, that motherfucker gonna make me shut the fuck up.
I like really hate that statement. Oh my God, I hate it.
But it's
because
true
I
to me.
don't think that anybody
in
should
public,
be
though.
handling anybody. It should be sort of an acceptance versus a handling. You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't try to change how you talk. Like he should accept the way you talk, and he'd be okay with it, and not try to make you shut the fuck up or anything like that. Like it's like, okay, this is Michelle. This is how she speaks. I'm here with
okay,
that.
yeah.
And I'm okay with that. And if you got a problem with Michelle, then I got a problem with you.
Right.
Like it's like that's how I see that.
Well, the reason why I said that too is a lot of the times it's like, if I'm sparring with you verbally, you know, a guy I'm talking to, and you can't come back at me or quip with me, you know what I'm saying? Like if we can't match wits,
your wits,
I'm like, because if you can, I might be like,
because I will run fucking
Right.
circles around your bitch ass.
If
Yes.
you can match wits with me, I'm like, oh wow. Or if you can take what I'm dishing out and I can take what you're dishing, then I'm like, okay,
Oh, so you're
okay, let me be quiet.
sapiosexual.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you know, because that's
Gotcha.
what I'm testing for. That's what I always try to tell Ron. I'm like, we do this with you all the time because this is how
This
women
is fun.
test.
Yeah, this is fun to us.
I'm testing you to see how. Well, for me, I'm like, this is how I test whether or not you're somebody that I can.
Oh my
even-
God, I swear to God, like if a motherfucker tell me they tested me, I will hang the fucking phone up right then and there.
No, I don't even.
Like,
but
I
see,
mean, I'm not
because,
saying
oh
that. I'm
my
gonna
God.
I
say-
don't feel like that's a test from my perspective more than it is. I just want to know your intellectual
Right, I wanna
capabilities.
see how
Like
okay.
I want to
you are.
see how capable you are of handling yourself against somebody like me, because I know a few things about me. I'm not the smartest motherfucker, but I do have a quick wit. I do have comebacks pretty,
Right.
quickly, and I know how to put a fucking sentence together,
Nigga gonna sweep your ankles.
subject and verb,
Sweep his ankles.
there's subject verb agreement's gonna be there. That whole situation's gonna be all right. So if you can't handle that basic type shit, then
We
no.
don't even need to do
and
this.
and even if you can't do that, and we have a conversation, you can't partially have even an open mind to some shit, then
That's a problem,
You're
too.
you're a fail. Like you're a dud. Like you failed lunch.
You know
Like,
what?
I'm
And that's
sorry.
actually one
Failed
problem that I
lunch.
see. I know we need to wrap up, but
Yeah.
is that once people get in their late 30s, early 40s, they become very closed-minded.
Yeah, they're
and
set.
yeah, and so it's like if you're not doing this, and this or whatever, then I don't want to talk to you. And I think that it's beneficial in one hand because it's like, okay, I know what I want, and this is what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, it's like you're not open-minded and you're not flexible enough to be able to say, well, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way or something, and maybe I'm not taking maybe I'm taking what she's saying the wrong way or whatever. But if they say something a specific way and it triggers a memory from way back or whatever, it's
Right.
like, oh no, cut that shit off right then and there. I am guilty of that. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
I mean, that's kind of the thing, though. It's like, well, shit. If you've already experienced, just like she said, you've experienced so many dating situations and so much and so
Scenarios,
much and so much.
yeah.
You already know which clues to look for that
Yeah.
tell you this person
Absolutely.
is not for me.
Yeah.
Warning, looking
Right.
ass.
Somebody
Yeah.
who,
Yeah.
because I know that I can't be with somebody who's going to be like, I didn't like the way you said that.
Yeah.
Especially when it's just some regular shit. Like,
Yeah.
when you locate
you know,
feelings based
like,
on that, like we don't have
I'm just like,
nothing to talk about.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just talking.
Right.
You know, I need to be with somebody who can say, you know what, I see what you're saying, and I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, but maybe you could have handled
or
that
even
differently.
if you don't necessarily have open-mindedness to say, oh, I can understand that. Even if you could just take a second to be open-minded enough to hear what I meant by that, or where maybe
Yeah.
that comment was possibly coming from.
Right.
People that are completely closed-minded, you're fucking ignorant,
'cause
and
you
you
don't
might
ask
as
the
well
question.
as well die though. So
might
that's
as-
why
oh,
I'm with Danielle partially on what she's saying, because yes, on the one hand, it is good to know who you are and what you're looking for, but if you think that in your mind that you are set and you're not changing who the fuck you are going to
Right.
be ever, you're not evolving, then why not just die?
Right.
Because but I'm being
Yeah,
serious,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you
Danielle's
have
like,
to constantly
jump off a building.
No, you constantly have because the you that you are right now, you're not. If you go back 365 days, you are not the same person you were last year. You have grown
today,
tomorrow. Well, I'm breaking it down for the special people because you and I, and I'm sure Michelle knows that we're not the same person we were yesterday either.
Right.
But because you learn new things. But at the end of the day, for retarded people, I'm just saying, if you can look back a year ago today, you're not in the same place. You shouldn't even fucking want to be in the same place.
Yeah.
And if you are, then you're not the motherfucker for me. Because if you can't constantly see that this world changes and this world evolves, and you also as a human, as a person in a relationship, whatever, you have to evolve and you have to grow. Because if you don't, you should just die. Like but
also you have to remember
off a fucking
that
cliff.
As you are with somebody, if your goal is to be in a relationship, right? Like you have to realize that as you grow, as you continue a relationship with somebody, both of you are growing at the same time. And if you're not willing to grow as an individual, like how are you going to grow in a relationship with somebody?
Well, and that's why I was saying that's one of those red flags, because that's why that verbal spar is important, because if you're not open-minded enough to hear why my view is X, Y, and Z when I said this, then you're probably not the person for me, because I need for you to be a little bit open-minded. I need for you to be I need you to be grown up and open enough to say, okay, I've never thought about that way. Right. Why are you saying that? Or why is this your opinion? My opinion is XYZ, but you said blah, blah, blah. So what has happened in your life, or what are your experiences or whatever? Why do you think the way that you do? And if a motherfucker can't do that and can't sit down and have a civilized conversation as to why it is you think the way that you do, then there's nothing for us to fucking discuss.
Yeah, because
not unless they're being completely fucking ignorant. Now, if they're saying some ignorant shit, or you're saying some ignorant shit, then just jump off a cliff. You kill yourself too. But if not, then
Yeah, because I mean, in that type of situation, everything is about you, and you're expecting for the other person to just jump on board.
Right.
And you're not.
And that's not. Yeah.
And you're not actually
not compromise at all.
You're not learning. You like completely just like disengage from having an actual relationship, because it defeats the purpose. Like the purpose of a relationship is for you to learn one another, and for you to grow together. And you're not actually open to the fact of whatever it is that this person likes, the other person. Like you just want them to jump on board with what you have going on, and they're like, okay, now we can just ride in the car. Right now, Jesus with the wheel.
Now that I'm happy and I'm comfortable because you've acquiesced to what I'm asking you to do,
and that's no type of relationship.
Because a compromise is really for both parties to give something. You know what I'm saying? And if one party is like, okay, well, this is what I want, and this is what we're gonna do, that's not compromise.
And really, you learn about yourself through your relationships with other people.
So
it's like you can't. So how do you even grow as a person if you can't
change at all?
Like if you're completely closed-minded and you're not learning new things about yourself in relation to another person.
Right. You're scared of change and trying something different.
Yeah.
So. Thanks, ladies. That was a great chat. How'd you like the wine? Y'all know you hated it because it's vanilla, but I quit tasting it a while ago because I'm like, I've been drinking.
I actually did like the fact that so it's like sweet right immediately. Like I tasted the vanilla immediately, but then on the back end it kind of like it hits you.
Tequila.
Yeah. So it's like a twofold type of thing. So I actually think that a lot of people would probably like this. It's very, very light though, even though it kind of stings you.
Yeah.
Like, so that's pretty interesting to me for a wine that's kind of like strong and light at the same time. So I actually gave it a 22.
Oh wow!
Look at me, Sharonda for the win. This bitch don't give nothing to over a 20. Michelle,
I'm actually gonna give it a 25 because I liked it a lot.
I'm doing a motherfucking ratchet dance. I'm doing a ratchet dance on the motherfucking Facebook Live.
Okay.
Actually, let me preface this by I hate whites. Not hate. I just don't really like white wine. But initially, after agreeing with Danielle, it is like a strong hit of vanilla. It's a strong citrus. It's a strong smell. But as it's had time to breathe, this is actually a very pleasant wine. Has a good taste. I don't know what tequila barrels are supposed to taste like, but I don't know if I tasted that, but I do.
I feel like it was at the acid.
Yeah,
it was
the
like,
acid
sort
is-
of like that blue agave type of.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I've
Yeah.
got you.
Cold.
I've got you.
I am a fucking alcohol and wine connoisseur. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, I'm going to give it a 24. And I'm only giving it a 24 because you're not red. You should have been a red Savion.
Okay, well, anybody have anything else to add? We do have something coming up in December. We'll start planning it here. Well, we've already started planning it. But you guys need to get ready for it, okay? Because we're going to do a special Christmas party. We want you all to come, okay? Whether you like me or not, just fucking come out.
And if you do hate her, come say it to her face. But be careful, because bitch, I can fight.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Sharonda's my wolf. She's like, oh, somebody fucking with you?
I mean, because I feel like that shit is like petty. Like it gets to a point where like, when are you gonna act like a civilized person? Oh, you're not? Okay, well, let me come down to your level because you're being dumb. Like, it's stupid. Like, why attack somebody? Because, girl,
Well, that's what I
stop.
said the last time that there was an issue like in our ladies group. I was like, I don't understand why y'all always think that I'm coming for somebody. Like, do I have to put LOL behind everything? Like, maybe I have Asperger's. Like, did you ever think about that?
Bitch, stop. You don't.
You know how them people, they don't have like social awareness.
You're very social though, so it doesn't apply to you.
Okay. All right. Well,
Oh, bye.
Thank you for joining us on Between Us Girls. But don't keep it a secret. Listen and share with everyone you know. See you next week.